Okay, so welcome back. Now let's talk about the concept of filter. Okay, now as the name suggests, what was map doing? Map was mapping a value to a function and returning back you a particular new value and storing it in a list, right? So it was mapping a function to each of the elements of the list. On the other hand, what filter does is, as the name suggests, it filters out the values based on the particular criteria. So whichever values in the list are satisfying the criteria that you're looking for, it will only give you those values. Okay, for example, okay, everything is best understood when we take examples. Okay, so let's learn with examples as always. Okay, suppose I say create a new list with only even elements from the original list. Okay, see, first of all, let me repeat, functional programming is just a way of writing the program. Don't think that we cannot write this code by loops. You know, right? We can write this code using loop. Okay, but I'm teaching you how you can use the concept of functional programming. In fact, when you go to great companies like Google, Microsoft, Amazon, you will see people have written lots of code using these concepts. Okay, so you should also be eligible enough to understand the code that they have written. So that's also one of the purpose we are running this. Okay, okay, so let's say a equals to, okay, 1 2 5 7 4 9 8 and 10 something. Okay, now I will say even a, okay, only the even numbers, and I'll say filter. Earlier we were using map, now I use filter. Same syntax, lambda x, but what is the condition here? It will return you true or false. Okay, please remember, here it will return you true or false. So you will simply say x mod 2 equals to 0. This is the criteria for even. In filter, the expression will always be a condition statement, okay, because you want to have true or false, and then you will simply apply this over a. in fact in fact, let me run only this much. Okay, let me run only this much, and you will understand the concept. Okay, so let me copy this. Okay, give me a second. Let me actually run only this much. Okay, so as you can see, it is also giving you a filter object. Now, same as your concept of map, you will also typecast this to a list, okay, so that you can have a look at the output, and tada, okay, 2 4 8 10. So it is going through every value and it is checking, is this true, is this true, is this true, true on the basis of this function, true on the basis of this function. Okay, so you are applying this over 1 and it will give you false. Okay, so basically you are applying this functionality over x as 1. Okay, this will give you false. You are applying this functionality over 2 and this will give you 2. So false, true, like this, every element will give you certain value, and then filter will only pick those values where you are getting true, and it will finally convert it to a list and show you as output. I'm telling you, lots of amazing things are happening in this simple line of code. Okay, so finally you get 2 4 8 10, only the even numbers. Okay, if I make it 11, you will only get 2 4 8, as you can see. Okay, and the sequence is same, 2 4 8, so it also maintains the relative sequence. Okay, so let's say as an another application, I give you question number 2. Okay, filtering names starting with capital A. Okay, starting with capital A. And suppose I give you a list of names. Let's say names are Aditya, Akshay, Kartavya, Nandini, and let's say Sanket. Okay. Now, what do I need to do? My criteria is that a name should start with A. So you have this functionality of a function called starts with. Okay, so if you provide a name and if you say dot starts with, okay, and if you write something, some pattern here, it returns you true or false. So this is true. Okay, but if I take Kartavya and if I check, does it start with A? No, it will give me false. So same concept I will apply here. Okay, so names with capital A, I'm just writing a variable equals to filter lambda x colon x dot starts with, and you write capital A. As simple as that. Okay, and you have to apply this functionality over names. See here, I'm not writing equals to 2 because by default starts with is giving you true or false. Okay, so it is already a boolean value, so no need to further check anything. That's it. And then I can print names A. Okay, so it is giving me a filter object. You can put a list. Okay, so you'll get the output in the form of list. So it is only giving me Aditya, Akshay. Okay, suppose I add a new name, Abhik, so it will give me Aditya, Akshay, Abhik. Okay, so it is working in front of you. Okay, one last use case so that you are completely clear with the concept. Okay, so filtering only the positive values from a list. Okay, so suppose I give you a list of 4 minus 5 7 minus 2 1 9 something. Okay, now you can simply say positive A equals to list. See, now I'm writing directly list map because I have this habit, but when you're practicing you can first write filter and then put list ahead of it. Okay, but with practice you can directly write this in one liner. So filter what? Lambda x, but the criteria is that x should be greater than 0. Positive number is greater than 0. Okay, and then your criteria. So you have to apply this over A. That's it. So positive A will print only the positive numbers in the given list. As simple as that. So I hope that you have found this helpful. See you in the next session where we'll discuss a very interesting concept of reduce. Thank you.